Heyo everybody, Haku here with another review of probably my favorite show of the season, Fukigen Mononokean Tsuzuki. We have episode 9 this week. Sorry I'm a bit late. I've been dealing with a sore throat for the past few days, so I basically haven't made any videos at all in the past few days because I wanted to give it a while to rest up. Still sore, but I'm going to record 2 reviews and try to post them today. So this is the first of those. I liked this episode a lot. I don't think it's the best episode we've had this season. It wasn't really one of those ones that got me super emotional or anything, but I did really enjoy it. So let's start from the beginning to talk about it. We have some cultural festival preparations going on at the beginning, and from the promo for next week's episode, it looks like we're going to actually get the cultural festival next episode. So they're setting up that a bit early. Then Ashia, or Hanae, gets a phone call saying that his mom has collapsed and no protect mama because I have said before, she is adorable. I wanted her to get more screen time and I'm happy she did this week. Mononokean furthering my belief that, or my realization this season that I'm like, you know, Mononokean is a room, but Mononokean might be best girl, despite being a room, because Mononokean is fast travel. Hanae uses Mononokean's power to fast travel, and like ordinarily in a series like this, I kind of would have expected Haruitsuki to be like, no, you can't misuse the power or use the power lightly like that, but no, they just straight up use Mononokean to travel around the city. So, that was really cool. But apparently the mom says it's anemia. She had problems with it a lot when she was younger. We know that it's really yokai, not anemia, but still. Puffball finds the source yokai of it. And when he removes it, the mom mentions that the dad's name is Sakai. I think this is the first time we've actually heard his name. And that he can do what Hanae can do. That he would always come near her and, rub near her or whatever, and she would start feeling better. So it's been yokai all along, and he's been taking them. So he had the powers too, but apparently the mom is a yokai magnet just like Hanae is. But either way, the thing, I found this yokai kind of annoying. I was like, just exercise the thing already. Where it's like, no, I'm too tired. I can't make it in my form. And it's like, but you're growing big and threatening to squash them and everything. Like, just exercise the thing. Just throw it into the underworld. But when the mom leaves, we don't really get full development on it, but she totally recognizes Haruitsuki from her reaction. So yeah, I think that I don't know how this works. So, is Haruitsuki going to be Hanae's father, or is he going to be his, because I was thinking at first maybe Aoi was Hanae's father, but if the guy we see in the opening is the father, then is he Haruitsuki, or is he also Haruitsuki's father, and Haruitsuki's going to be Hanae's brother? This is getting really confusing at the moment. Hopefully no one will spoil me. But yeah, I like the deepening of this human side of things, I guess, in Hanae's family and his story. I like making that more complex. Then we have somebody showing up at Hanae's house, and I was like, who in the fuck is this person? And their design, it's his sister, but when she finally shows up and we start seeing her more, her design kind of reminds me of one of Haruitsuki's school friends. Their names are like Fushi and something else. I never remember the school friends' names because they are very unimportant. But she kind of reminds me of one of them in her appearance. Yeah, I put in my notes, is Itsuki brother or dad, question mark. But the sister explains some things over some omurice where she's explaining like that their dad used to in the past sort of sneak off to himself to nod to himself and talk to himself and stuff, especially when their mom wasn't feeling well. So again, kind of evidence that nobody realizes other than Hanae is evidence. Speaking of omurice though, if I ever went to Japan, the one food I would have to get is omurice, because though it's basically just omelet and rice, we don't really have that here in America, and I see it in anime all the time and it makes me hungry every time. So yeah, that is the one food I would want to try if I ever went to Japan, just because I always see it and it always makes me hungry in anime. Um, then we had, like, from all that information, I was thinking, okay, is Sakai Aoi, but or Ao, I don't remember if his name was Ao or Aoi, the previous master of the Mononokean. But then I remembered, oh yeah, he was a yokai, so that doesn't work. But either way, Haruitsuki, after exercising the guy or whatever, gets to talk with Hanae for a bit and says that he had heard about the name Aoi had told him, or that the guy had died 100 years ago, but he realizes that that can't be true because yokai are notoriously bad at time. And they even brought up how this was referenced way earlier in the series when they had first really met with Yaiko, and he said that he had played 30 years ago with Haruitsuki, and he's like, that can't possibly be true, it was only 9 years ago, to show that yokai are bad at judging time. He also mentions that Sakai's name isn't in the Mononokean's log, so they couldn't have been an actual official customer. So I think maybe it's sort of this thing where perhaps they were an employee of the Mononokean, sort of like Hanae, and so Hanae is following in their footsteps. But either way, Hanae said that he only saw his father once because the first time his father disappeared was before he was born, and then the only time he showed up after he had been born was one Christmas, and then he left directly afterward, and they never saw him again. Haruitsuki offers to look into it, but Hanae seemingly turns him down. So, this is such an enjoyable show. I really, really liked the episode. One thing, I didn't really care for the yokai in it. I felt he was kind of annoying. And we have had a lot of really, really cool yokai in their stories. I mean, just recently, Kinoko was amazing. Keshi was amazing. I like the Scarecrow from last season so much. And even other than those sort of like big name ones for me, there are a lot of smaller episodic yokai that have been really cool, but I didn't really like this one. I found him kind of annoying. I do love, though, the further deepening of the human side of things and Hanae's family story. I really, really like that. I love the mom getting some screen time, and the new sister we were introduced to, she's pretty interesting as a character, too. Both her and the mom were actually decently well developed in this episode. I'd give it 8 complex families out of 10. I really still enjoyed the episode, and the show isn't perfect or anything. It's not like crazy production quality or anything like that, but I gotta say I'm probably enjoying it more than anything else I'm watching this season, and I'm enjoying other shows too, but this might be the one I'm liking most, just watching week to week. But either way, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. So like if you did like the video, and comment down there to tell me what you thought of this episode and what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more Fukigen to Mononoke and much more on the channel. And follow on Twitter if you want, and I can try to keep you updated there, talk to you there if you want. And if you want a link to our Discord server to talk to me or more of us about this or anything else there, then just ask and I can give you a link to the Discord server. It's free and open for anyone. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.